Okay, so I am here and we just in our demo see, oh, it didn't connect. It says turn on the Grundium scanner, or ensure it is turned on. So you'll come here, see that the Grundium is uncovered, would have been covered when you got here, and there's a solid yellow light. What does that mean? If we go to what I've taped up here, solid yellow actually indicates that it is connected to the internet. And it's idling, so then it makes you think, why did you not connect? And what you need to know is that it has to be on the AHS network. I was actually on University Web Services and not on AHS, so that is why it doesn't connect. So the tray pops out. Then if you were to input the slide, you could start scanning. So I'll just go ahead and do that. So doing this while filming, but you want to be very careful that you don't get your fingers onto that slide tray. So I will line it up so that I go against one edge and I get very close, and I actually just let it fall. And then I can give it a nudge if I need, but the tray will actually close and put it into the right position. Essentially, you have controls here before it does the final full scan. So to define the scannable area, just remember over in this section where we've blocked out the patient info, if you define this as a scannable area, this will still be visible over here once you export the image. So to define the scannable area, we're going to click Add, and then you can draw a box. So click once and then drag. It's a little tricky to do on a trackpad. And now you've defined this scannable area. But you see I've left some corners out. Shucks. I can grab these lines and manually move them around. And I can even bring this in here and add another point up here so I can get all of the relevant pieces of the slide. And I'll save scanning time because I don't need to scan the white space. So do something like that. And you might think it's a bit time consuming, and that's where this magic trim all button comes in. So you click trim all and boom, look at that. It's got something nicely defined to the specimen shape. You could probably even just remove if you said I want to restart. The next option is the scan mode. From my testing, the best settings are 0 offset and scan mode normal. The offset is essentially the depth that this the Grundium will go. So you can go slightly deeper if the image is not quite in focus, or you can go slightly more shallow. For thick specimens, you can also do extended depth of field, where it will take an image with more kind of zoomable function to it. You'll see a layer above that's in focus, a layer below that's in focus, and then another layer below that's in focus. So it's kind of like having a scope, and you can fine adjust. If you don't need to fine adjust, but it's not working, it's just a little wrong, you can leave the default normal, but then have an offset of 1, and you can set and save this. I'm just going to leave it back at 1 for the time being. So you can have 2 modes, or you can have kind of this mode optical sections where you get 2 layers by default. I found the normal to be just fine, so we're going to leave it on there. The image looked really good. And we can configure our export preference. This can be done later as well once the slide is saved to the archive, but you basically will pick the file format and the destination. Destination is how you're going to get this whole slide image, and the file format is what format, obviously. Just leave it on Apereo SVS format. And for the destination, we are working on getting the images exported to a central online repository. In the meantime, you can use either web download destination or USB storage. For USB storage, that's something like a solid state drive, which the residents will share and move around. You can just plug it directly into your computer. And for web download destination, if you click this and hit save and then hit scan and export, what will happen is the whole slide image will pop up in your web browser as a downloaded file, and once it's done essentially going from the Grundium through AHS network to your computer on AHS network, you can then save the file wherever you want in your computer. Um, we'll just put it on USB for the sake of the demonstration, because that would be faster if we had a solid state drive connected. We do not have one at this point in time. And then lastly, we can annotate, and this is an important part of the video. Remember, we said annotations do not stay with the whole slide image after you export it. So this is something better done in Apereo. We want to unhide our annotations. We have to add. Down here we have free draw. We can make a square, we can add a text, and we can change the color. So I am feeling sad today, so we are going to go with blue. And I am sad because the annotations do not stay when the file is exported. So there's my sad face. You can see it automatically makes a circle, so this is better for like circling an area like, what is this? This is insane. Okay. You can do stuff like that. Or maybe you wanted a box, and you could say, oops. So click once and drag, just like for defining the area. A little tricky on a trackpad. And it's yellow. Because I'm in the yellow layer, I can change the yellow layer to be the red layer, because I'm now angry. And then there's a text box, so I'll click to add info. And we can say that this is lung tissue from autopsy. Okay, and then you say, oh, these are all very silly edits. I want to get rid of them. We can delete the entire layer, and we can delete this layer as well. Okay. We'll just hit stop annotating, and that's kind of all the controls from the before part. I'll be right back. I figured I'd show live view since I was changing the area. This is going to full screen live view, and this is the camera taking images as we're going. So we'll just click into here. It is currently loading. And now we have a live view image. You can see the quality. So we're going to hit scan, and now the scanner is going. All right, the scan is done. How do you know when the scan is done? Well, you can notice that there is this little emblem here where it shows like layers and one, so it's one layer. The gray box indicates that it's done. We scanned 0.3 by 0.7 millimeters, and up here in this bar there's a green dot, so the internet is good, and a yellow dot, which means that the machine is not doing anything. If this was a blinking green dot right here, we know that the scanner would still be going. So now this slide, specifically this portion, is done. I can export if I want, or I can change the slide and do another one. We are going to presume that I'm done with that, and I want to export it. So I would click this image, which is my second image taken overall. And it was taken on November 13th. I can open it, I can export it, and I can delete it. Export recipe tells me the method it will use to export. We set this earlier, but let's say we change our mind. We would just go here, pick something else. We're going to leave it on USB for now. Actually, we're going to show what happens when you do the web search. Let's change that. Because there is no USB attached, it won't work. So hit save, export. So now it is loading. You can see this here, very self-explanatory. This was quite fast because it was a very small image, but I could save it or do whatever I please. When I did this image here, a whole slide area, you can see I did not include double stickers, and I can actually read the patient info. However, this is a recut, so it is okay. There's no patient name, and it's a much larger area. This file was like 15 gigabytes compressed down to like 8 gigabytes, and it took like 15 minutes to scan. So if you are scanning multiple things at once, plan ahead, bring something to do, and that's pretty much all you need to know. You can install Apereo on your personal computer. If you're doing your own research project, it's very easy to get it. Just Google it, and that's that. And you can also review the image in full fat, high quality from the Grundium viewer. And this was just taken on the one time like layer, so there's not a big depth of focus, but you have up to a 40 time zoom. You do need to know how to kind of shut the machine down, so I lied when I said that's all you need to know. We're going to go back to the microscope, and hit change slide. This is the preferred way to shut down the machine. What this does is, as you saw, the actual lens went upwards, the tray went out, and now I can open the tray manually with my finger, remove the slide, close the tray, put a new one in, which does nothing. But if I wanted to keep going, I would hit new scan. Close the tray just would like literally close the tray, but this would still be on. But if I wanted to shut down, I was done, I would open it up. So pretend I'm doing that right now. Remove the slide and shut the device down. So what I'm going to do is just show you here, I'm hitting shut down. And if there was no slide, that'd be great. I'd be ready to store it and put it away. The machine closes the tray, shuts itself down, and you close the browser tab. When you're done, please put the cover back on, and yeah, put the stickers back in the travel case. I think that's all you need to know. I apologize for the jump cuts, and happy scanning. Just a real life tip. I'm going to just ask to eject the tray. I'm going to do the thing to release the lock, and I don't want to get my finger oils on the slide tray there. So if you have a piece of paper or something, I just lift up. See, I just did that, got underneath it and brought it over the edge, and then I was able to slide it off, and I didn't get my fingers onto the slide tray or on the Grundium lens itself. Never blow on this, please. Just use an air puffer. I'll leave mine in the box if you want to use it.